WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
All right. It is Monday morning, Monday afternoon, and it's the Community Bell Show. And as you can see, I am not Edna Bell. This is the Community Bell Show with the Honorable Edna Bell, and she comes on every Monday. And this Monday, I think Ken has her on assignment, standing in front of a grocery store with a clipboard or something like that. So we're going to bring Ken Scott, who is her real estate person, on the line, and we're going to talk to him today. So hi, Ken. How are you?
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Do you have Edna out there? Is she out there with a clipboard in front of a grocery store or something?
I hope she's on her job.
Well, we are so glad to have you here today. And Edna is always so full of so many things that are going on in the community. And this is Real Estate Monday, and we are here with none other than Ken Scott, who is our favorite real estate broker here. And we've got some exciting information about the United Developers Council. We're going to hit that and other things. So now I have to ask this question.
Okay.
Did you find out? Remember, we had a person on the line who wanted to know about a firm, and is a firm counted for your credit score? So did you get that information for us?
I looked it up and I wasn't able to verify the information, but at the same time, at the time of the next show, I will definitely have it because she gave me 2 assignments actually.
All right.
And either one, I wasn't ready to affirm it because I'm a HUD certified housing counselor.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that the information that I give out is correct.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And we will wait, because
Absolutely.
we'd rather have correct information that we had to wait a while for than for some incorrect information and we spread it all around and it's not true.
Absolutely.
And so we appreciate you for that. But did you get her out there in front of the grocery store?
No, we didn't get out there yet.
Meeting?
I mean,
Come on, kid.
But at the same time, the next one is happening soon. So we'll definitely have enough time.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have enough time to get the people in front of the grocery store so we can get you a full house there.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going on in your world?
Like I stated always, that I'm president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. And we're a Black organization that has brokers, salespeople, mortgage lenders, appraisers, title companies, insurance companies, developers, contractors underneath our organization membership. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we want to do is Detroit has 138 square miles. Probably about 30% of it is not being developed at this point in time. So we want to call on those churches, nonprofits, community groups, developers, so-called developers, seasoned developers, what have you, in order to help us develop this city of Detroit, this 138 square miles. Because what's absent in our neighborhoods are good establishments like apartment complexes, of which rent is going up substantially, mm-hmm. office complexes, churches, schools, healthcare facilities, and we have a food desert, meaning that we don't have any grocery stores in our neighborhood. Right. We have plenty of liquor stores, probably on every other corner. But
plenty of those.
Exactly.
Liquor store / bank.
Exactly. But we want to do the unbanked too, because we want to help them get banked so they can buy a house.
That's right.
All right. So there are a number of things that happen in our neighborhood over the years. I mean, since the 1967 riots, a lot of those areas still look the same.
They still look the same.
What is that, 56 years ago?
Yes, sir.
And prior to that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we want to do is develop land in the city of Detroit as well as outside in the community. We're trying to figure out where the development is. Churches have been the biggest land holders in the city of Detroit for some time, but at the same time, they don't have the skill set or the wherewithal to do development within the area. And we want to help them develop those areas because, again, you go down any major thoroughfare and what have you, it's affected by blight. Blight doesn't need to exist in our community because it doesn't exist in anyone else's.
That's right.
Okay.
Now you just said something.
And the people that want to get away from blight know that. So they want to get away from it. But at the same time, we are left with this undeveloped land that needs to be developed. And we want to make sure that we hit a home run with this United Developers Council conference. It's happening Monday, October 16th through Friday, October 20th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I sent you the flyer, Sandy. But at the same time, is happening down at Motor City Casino from 9 to 5, October 16th through Friday, October 20th. We want to have, like I stated, the churches, because there are plenty of them.
That's right.
If I counted correctly, it's over 650 churches in the city of Detroit.
Yikes.
Okay. They own land in the city of Detroit. There are neighborhood associations that need our help as far as developing their neighborhoods, their residential districts, their commercial retail districts, their school districts. Then we have nonprofits. Nonprofits have been able to help us with wraparound services and what have you, but they're not as entrenched in our community as the liquor store is.
Right.
Okay. When we need help, we have to go to facilities outside of our community.
That's right.
There's plenty of land where that can be developed within our community. And we want to make sure that we stress that, because all those seasoned developers that are developing one house at a time or rehabbing a house one at a time, they, in some of the cases, they have the wherewithal, the skill set, the trades, and what have you, to develop more than one house. We want them to develop vacant land, apartment buildings, condominiums, office complexes, churches, schools, healthcare facilities. And like I said, there's a grocery store deficit in our community. Commercial retail are falling apart.
My question is, how can we get people to move back into the city knowing full well that there won't be a grocery store around you? It's just come here lately that you could buy a new refrigerator or an appliance within the city limits. How can we get people back in?
And that's what we're planning on doing. We're planning on planting the seed so they'll understand the process, so it won't be foreign to them. It won't be something that other people do. It's something that we do. Right. Nobody's going to come in our neighborhoods to save us but us. Okay? That's so we need to turn around that mirror and look in it and find out what we can do in order to uplift our community, build our community, and sustain our communities. Now
one thing that I did see today is that they're putting the first printed house on the market. Did you see that?
I did not see that. I'm glad you mentioned that, though. That's because that's something that I will look at, because we are in all facets. Real estate is in all facets of that. And I always say this: there are three components of a good neighborhood: the residential district, the commercial retail district, but the centerpiece of the neighborhood should be the school.
That's right.
I mean, we have lost so many people moving outside the city in Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County because they wanted their children, after they had children, they wanted to go to districts where the school system was good.
That's right.
But that's been supplanted from our neighborhood. So there goes our residential district. There goes our commercial retail district. There goes our schools. And keep in mind, like I said before, you go up and down all areas of Detroit, from 8 Mile all the way down to the river, from Telegraph all the way over to Kelly Road, and you will see some aspect of blight. And we pass this every day, and we get desensitized by it. Okay, it's there and everything. We can always tell what corner it's on because people will give you directions to their house or to their business or whatever the case may be. All right.
The broke down stop sign.
Whatever the case may be and everything. What we're trying to do is uplift our community.
That's right.
And like I said, it's coming from us. I mean, understand this. No white person came in our neighborhood and said, "Oh, let's drop a bomb in this neighborhood." Okay, because that way they'll get us out to our neighborhoods. Okay? They didn't want you out there in the first place. Okay? But at the same time, you didn't turn around and look at your neighborhood and say, what can I do?
What can I do?
What can I do to build up my neighborhood? That's why We want this development conference to be full.
Amen.
Motor City Casino, October 16th through October 20th. The cost for the organization for the event is $450 for the whole week if you're a member of Greater Detroit Realtors Association or the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. But for those of you that aren't in our trade, it's $650 for the whole week.
Okay. Okay.
And let me state what you'll get. Monday, we welcome the president of the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, Ms. Courtney Johnson Rose, who is a developer in Houston, Texas. She's turning over dirt in the neighborhood and making it beneficial for the community that she serves. Then we turn it over Tuesday. We will provide a blueprint. We're doing performers, telling people how to access this money, how to put together a development project and finance it as well. On Wednesday, we help financing with the opportunities of new development. We focus in on team building, and we showcase the major developments that have happened by Blacks in our community. They felt it not a problem to come in our neighborhoods and develop different areas of the city of Detroit, District 1 through 7, because it's affecting everybody. We want to make sure that no stone goes unturned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's just imperative that we get involved in the development process of our neighborhoods. We will see how developments are changing the landscape of our city, and they need to change it in every area, residential, commercial, retail, school district, whatever the case may be. We shouldn't pass down the street and say, oh, there's blight right there, or be surprised when it's gone. Okay, because we should have a hand in it. We should have some kind of say-so about what happens in our neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm first vice president of the 12th precinct. 70% of our membership is 90% of our membership is 70 plus in years of age. I'm probably the youngest member on our board of directors for the 12th precinct police community relations.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start getting engaged in our respective communities. There's a police community relations committee in every precinct of the city. But at the same time, they're mostly populated by individuals 70 and above. That means for those individuals that are 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that want to make an impact in our communities, you're not picking up the baton. You're not helping these people out. Because keep in mind, we only have a certain amount of time on this earth. Okay? So we need your input, your partnership, your participation, your attendance at these meetings. So please come out and call your precinct, your local precinct, volunteer, get engaged in your respective community, whether it be a block club, neighborhood association, community group, whatever the case may be, nonprofit, whatever the case may be, but get involved. But again, we're talking about the United Developers Council Conference happening at Motor City Casino,
Mm-hmm.
October 16th through the 20th. Thursday, we will showcase churches that will talk about properties that they've developed over the years, and we will introduce the land banks as well as the treasurer, this Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri, Wayne County Land Bank Officer Anthony Cartwright, and Tammy Daniels of the Detroit Land Bank will be present to answer any questions about buying property within their municipalities, whether it be Detroit or Wayne County. You'll have access to these people in order to buy property and develop it within our community. We don't often have a chance to do this within our community.
That's right.
Made by us, live by us, talk by us, but nothing acted on by us.
But we see, you opened up earlier talking about how many churches it is, and there, over 600 churches in the city of Detroit. Within that square, so many square feet,
138 square miles.
138 square miles, you got 600 and some odd churches. What is it that the churches can do? Because I know we will get a lot of pastors to come on. If they're not on right now, they'll be on before, while, and watch this repeat of this broadcast. So why would a pastor want to come to this conference? Why would a pastor maybe want to send his people to a conference, her people?
The reason why they want to do that is because they have excess of vacant land attached to their church. Maybe a parking lot, maybe just dirt. But at the same time, they can learn that first and foremost, you have a partner in your development called the Greater Detroit Realtors Association. We want to help you develop that land to the point where it provides homes for people, provides commercial retail districts for people, provide school districts for people in your respective community.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of assistance would you offer to a church? Let's say I'm going to stick with churches since there's so many, and I know deep down in their heart they want to help at least the neighborhood that they're located in. What kind of assistance could you provide? Because they're going to say, okay, it's $650 for this registration for the week. What am I going to get?
What you're going to get is a template as to how to start a development, how to finance it, who should be on your team as it relates to who's working with you, whether it be an architect, an engineer, a builder, a contractor, or whatever the case may be, and how to access funding in order to make it work. Keep in mind that you all are not paying taxes on the land that you presently have if there's the church. But at the same time, what you can do is structure the organization to the point where it's of value to the community that you are in, that you serve. Okay, those individuals, in most cases, are renter population, meaning that they're renting more than 30 to 50% of their earnings is going toward rent. You can help them become a homeowner to the point where that effect and that impact on them is lessened.
Yeah.
And they become homeowners.
In your community.
In your community.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only do they provide offerings, they provide tithes. Okay. But right now.
And they pay taxes.
And they pay taxes. But right now, they're being deprived of home ownership. And that's why we want churches specifically to be there in the class starting next Monday, because we're going to teach you how to develop it. We're going to teach you how to access it. We're going to teach you how to access the funding, everything. If you can, Sandy, put up the website. It's greaterdetroitrealtors.com.
All right.
It's not a person on here that hasn't had a development idea, because they didn't pass so much blight during the course of their lives. Okay, it's time for us to clean up our neighborhoods and make it functional.
It is.
Make it functional. Make it functional.
Is.
Please make
because
it
functional. It's a jewel.
It's a
Detroit is a jewel. It sits on the water. We are right next to not another city, but a whole country.
A whole country.
A whole country.
Understand this.
I was down on the river this summer with my sister, and we saw a cruise ship. They are cruising and docking in Detroit. So everybody knows about this gem except for us. But as I see more and more people coming into the city, it appears that they don't quite look like I do. But they're coming in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And keep in mind, it's like this. Whenever people come to the city of Detroit, they say, wow, You all have all this going for you. All the black people say you have all this going for you.
That's right.
And you look like this. Okay, you're part of the political system. You're part of the financial system.
You're making the decisions.
You're making decisions.
Yeah.
But you
you're
ain't making
not
a
just
decision
at
about
the table, but you're making decisions.
And you're not making a decision about what your neighborhood looks like.
Right.
Okay. It's time to step up, people.
Right. And it's not somebody else's issue.
Ain't nobody coming to save us but us.
That's right.
Ain't nobody coming to save us but us. So let's get involved in the process. Let's be the determining factor of what goes on in our neighborhood. Not what doesn't go on, but what goes on.
That's right.
Because if it's enough of us deciding what goes on, we can eliminate what's not going on.
That's right.
Okay, so come to our conference. It's $650. Okay, you are going to spend that money somewhere else.
At the liquor store.
And not be able to know where it came from. Okay?
Some folks got shoes that cost more than that.
Oh, my God. No doubt. Purses.
Yeah.
Okay?
But this is something that is lasting and that will really be a benefit to you because,
absolutely,
even after I bought my first home, I saw the benefit that it was to me, and even as far as taxes or anything else, it was a benefit to me all the way around. So we need to get into purchasing home ownership. That's why I really, really appreciate you coming on here like you do and giving out this information.
Absolutely.
And Shirley says we should know about it because we are not making it a priority. And Teresa also said it's a little less than a mortgage payment.
Exactly.
And it's one of the few things that you can deduct on your taxes.
Exactly. You can be a decision maker. Okay. As opposed to being prey to one.
Yep. You got choices.
Understand this. You have to invest in your own neighborhood. Make it what you want it to be.
In you.
And investing in you. But at the same time, you're investing in your family too.
That's right.
Because a few years ago, Flint and other areas had environmental issues with lead in their area. You could alleviate all that. Making sure that everything's up to code and everything's beneficial economically, politically, environmentally in your own respective neighborhood.
That's right. That's right.
It's up to you.
And it's really up to us. We need to make the first step. I look at our history and how our ancestors, just a generation back, they were at the factories, at the plants, and they found it just a wonderful, wonderful thing to just get out and purchase their own home. And they took pride in that home. And I don't know what happened, or as the years went on, after those people died off the scene, I don't know what happened, but it seems like the neighborhoods went down. Detroit was just a jewel to just ride through the neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
It can't be again.
Absolutely. It's not any. Let me rephrase this. Going back to our family members down south, they came up here for a new way of life.
That's right.
Up here, it wasn't nothing but plants.
Yeah.
They joined those plants and everything, and they became the middle class that we all strive to be and beyond.
Yes. Homeowners.
They became homeowners. They would be turning over in their grave right now.
Rotating.
They knew that we became more renter than the homeowner. That we lost a home because of $1,000 worth of taxes every year.
That's right. And I was even talking to my auntie, and she said, saying back in the day, you could not be a deacon at a church unless you owned your own home.
I didn't know that one. That's a good, actually a good.
Because you had to have some type of stability, some type of, and people look at you, and when you're filling out applications, and that's why they ask you rent or own.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it puts you in a different category.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Let me appeal to those that are in your audience that are part of churches and what have you. You have an excessive amount of vacant land around you. In a lot of cases, it's in the residential areas, it's in the commercial retail areas, and there's this big void called where the school once sat. Here's an opportunity for us to eradicate that, to build where buildings haven't been in a while, in order to service our people and bring our people back to the city. Make this a place where they want to live, where they want to shop, where they want to send their kids to school.
That's right.
Most people don't understand this, that as it relates to insurance, it's not where your car was stolen from, but where it was found that increases your insurance.
I didn't know that.
So if we have homeowners in our neighborhoods instead of people that rent or drop a car off at the corner of a vacant lot or some dumping site, that's going to be alleviated in our neighborhoods. But the decision rests with us, whether we want to build our neighborhoods up and retain those neighborhoods. Keep in mind that when we were growing up, we went to an elementary school, a middle school, or a junior high school, and a high school.
That's right, right there in the same area.
Exactly. We have neighborhood association. We have what do you call them, alumni groups now. These kids nowadays are going to 5 schools before they go to high school.
No, before they get out of elementary.
Okay. So it's time to stabilize our communities.
Mm-hmm. So are you referring to in your appeal to more homeowners, or are we buying the lots and building the homes, or are we rehabbing the homes that are already there?
Sandy, my job as president of the Greater Detroit Realtors Association is to increase Black home ownership. But if we don't have a place to shop or a place to send our kids to school, then it's all for naught. So this is a holistic approach.
Okay.
Churches, join us in building residential neighborhoods, building commercial retail districts, and building schools that will help us raise attention and value to our respective communities.
That's right.
Okay. We can't do this one at a time and have several years go by with the neighborhood still looking the same, not meeting the needs of the community or the residents and the business owners that we should. Mm-hmm. Let's develop the neighborhood. We'll have housing, we'll have schools, we'll have commercial retail districts. But we can't afford to sit on the sideline any longer than where we already have been.
So again,
it's been 56 years since the riots.
That's right. And it's still, and I drove my sister through the area, and some of it looks like it did 56 years ago, right after the riot. Exactly. What kind of organizations do you have coming? Tell us that again. So
we have churches. We have the land banks, the Wayne County Land Bank, the Detroit Land Bank. We have the Wayne County Treasurer. We have the CDFIs community development financial institutions and banks coming, as well as developers telling you how they did it and how you can partner with them in order to increase more development within the city. Then we have the historical content. Ken Coleman is a local historian.
Okay.
He's going to tell you how this aspect of our city has been deprived, how we had a black bottom and what have you, and it no longer exists. We have the Avenue of Fashion up on Livernois and what have you. It's existing fine, but it shouldn't be the only commercial retail district that's black owned and operated.
That's right.
Okay, we should have them across the city in all 7 districts.
That's right.
But we flood the gates and everything along Livernois from Pembroke all the way to Santa Clara.
You can't get down the street. You cannot get down the street. But there's plenty of other.
And then there's blight on either side, not north, but south, east, and west that we could do development in. Like I said, from 8 Mile to the river, Kelly to 5 Points, Telegraph, whichever one you want to be near. I mean, we can develop that land. As much as there is a need for housing, there should be houses more consistently in our neighborhoods. Housing in Detroit was built on grids, meaning there was a neighborhood here, there's a neighborhood next to it, and neighborhood next to it.
Okay.
But in a lot of cases, there's a neighborhood in the middle, and there's blight on either side.
Yes.
There's opportunity, people. We want you to have 3 things, and I always state this every time that I speak. We want you to have hope, access, and opportunity. Hope is when you know that it's possible. Access is knowing that it exists. Opportunity is taking advantage of it. That's what we want you to do Monday through Friday of next week, October 16th through the 20th at Motor City Casino. And Sandy, if you can put up that website one more time, I need you all to register churches, nonprofits, community groups. You should have one person there taking notes about what you can do over the next 365 days, whether it be 2 years, 4 years, or whatever the case may be down the road. Put your plan in action. Sow that seed right now so you can harvest it later on.
Right. And someone told me, a wise man told me something years ago, that they're not making any more land.
No.
So you need to get you a piece of this pie. And for your family, for you, for your family to pass it on, you need to be a homeowner. You need to get a piece of Detroit.
And the first step is registering for this class on GreaterDetroitRealtors.com. The site is there for you to see. Please look at it.
And it's free to go to the site.
Please register.
Free to go to the site.
Right. Register. Okay. Make a difference in your community. Okay. The city of Detroit's landscape is changing slowly but surely.
Sure.
But at the same time, see how developments are changing the landscape of the city, and see how you can be an integral part in the transformation.
Yes.
Register.
Want to be a part
www.GreaterDetroitRealtors.com. We're looking forward to see you Monday morning so we can go to work.
Right. And that registration covers the entire week, right?
Entire week. Not only that, you will tour developments on Friday and let people know, hey, there are developments happening in my neighborhood. Let me extend and expand that.
And these people are going to talk to you about what's going on, what's happening,
how to finance it, how to draw it up, who to include, where to go, how to buy, whatever the case may be.
Wow.
Okay.
It's there for you.
It's
so
there for
everybody, please just go because this is something that'll be beneficial. We need to learn to invest in ourselves, and not everything is on our back, you know?
Absolutely. Preparation meets opportunity.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Sandy, for having me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ken. And again, we're sitting in for Edna Bell today. She
Yes.
will be back next week. She's out doing what Edna Bell does. Uh,
Okay.
and
Oh,
she
and we're
will
gonna be checking on her too to
you know,
find out what she's doing.
well, and she could be out there at the grocery store like she promised you, Ken,
All
and she's
right.
going to get some people to come to this. Now, I do have a couple questions from the
Go ahead.
audience, and I think you need to see this.
Okay.
And they want to know, would you be willing to come to the churches and speak with the pastors and the leadership?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously our time is limited because it starts Monday, but
Yes.
no, let me give you my phone number. 313-819-7065. That's 313-819-7065. You can call me after say 5:30, but call me. But call
Okay.
me because we need to have you in the place learning what we know and the things that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because we always say we don't know. We're giving you access.
Access. And access is good. Access is always
We're
good.
giving you hope to know that it's possible because those developers are going to be talking about where the opportunities are, where the vacant land is, how you can access it, how you can buy it. You don't need to sit on the sidelines. You need to be in the game.
In the game.
In the game. So please, www.greaterdetroitrealtors.com. You all should be logging on right now if you want to make a change in your respective neighborhoods.
That's right. And we're here. If you need to have Ken to come to talk to someone, hopefully it's before the conference because this is Monday, but that's his number, 313-819-7065. Give him a call. He's more than willing to talk to anyone that will call, because we need to get you at this conference on next week from 9 to 5. Every day is going to be every day, Monday through Friday, something different every day. And it's down at the Motor City Casino. We're looking for churches. We're looking for organizations. We're looking for all types of people. If you're just a single person and you just say, I'm looking to buy a home in Detroit, then you want to come to this conference. So go on the website that's listed on the screen, the greaterdetroitrealist.com, and get that information. Get
Yeah,
that
keep in
information.
mind, Sandy,
Look,
that is for developing this time, but
okay.
we will definitely do home buying seminars in the future, like we've done with the city, like we've done with a number of other entities and what have you. We want you to develop neighborhoods,
That's
okay?
right.
Things that are going to be functional, that are going to be long lasting, that your family can use later on, that you can pass on that black home to black home owners from that point on and create black wealth in our respective communities. We are passing on home ownership and or foregoing home ownership, giving it to a corporation for cash or giving it to a hedge fund manager for cash that doesn't have a vested interest in our respective communities.
Mm-mm.
They're making sure that they buy the property at a discount, fix it up, and rent it to you.
Right.
We want you to become homeowners. Greater Detroit Realtors Association and the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, we are fighting for you to be homeowners.
Yes.
So that number is my cell phone number. If you want to reach me prior to 5:30, text me. I want to hear from you, especially if you have some ideas regarding development and you plan on being there Monday through Friday of next week.
Yeah. And there is a pastor, and the churches are getting involved. There is a pastor, and I know that he bought some houses and put the members in them. You know who you got in your home. So let's start developing these neighborhoods. We can't talk about them, just develop them. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. So go to www.greaterdetroitrealist.com and you can get all realtist.com and you can get all the information that you need. So thank you so much, Ken, for coming out and sharing with us and being passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
I think that's what we appreciate more than anything else. You're passionate and you're knowledgeable about what you're talking about. So we thank you so much for coming on to the Community Bell. We will be back next Monday at the 4:00 hour with none other than the Honorable Edna Bell. She will be back with you next week.
And thank you, Edna, for allowing us to speak.
All right. Thank you, Ken. We'll see you on the flip. All right.
Thank you. Have a great one.
We'll be back on in about 10 minutes.
All right. Have a great day.
Shows. We'll see you later. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Here's just one of the fine programs right here on WVTC Detroit. Congratulations to WVTC Gospel Radio, as they are again the recipients of the 2023 Stellar Award for Best Internet Radio Station of the Year. Many thanks to our viewers. Keep watching as we are winning victories through Christ.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.